guys, good morning. I hope you're having a great day today. My name's Elizabeth. I'm going to be giving you guys today's lesson. And I know that school has started and that even though it's virtual, I hope you guys all do good this year, that you guys all excel and you get the best grades. I'm praying over all of you guys, that we're going to do the best this year. It's going to be our best year even though it's different. Okay, so today's lesson is called Better Together. Have you guys ever, you've had to do you had to do like a task and you're like, oh, I'll just do it by myself, it'll be fine, I'll get over it quickly. Like, for example, for me, like, once I had to clean my entire backyard, and I thought, it's easy, you just gotta pick up, trash or whatever I find out there. But when I got out, I realized it was way too much, and I definitely needed help. But don't you sometimes, you think you wish you could just do everything by yourself, and not have to ask for help? Like, for example, if you have a project and you're like, it's really hard, you're struggling with it, you don't really understand. But then if you think about it, you're like, I don't want to go ask my mom for help, or I don't have to ask my dad for help, or I don't have to email my teacher and wait for my teacher to tell me what to do, like I just want to get this over with so that I can go back to playing video games or like looking at my phone. You just want to get over it, you don't want to ask for help. But we really do need help sometimes from other people. That's what today's lesson is going to be about. So today's lesson is from the Old Testament, and we're going to be reading from a book called Ecclesiastes. And do you guys know who wrote Ecclesiastes? It was actually Solomon, who was the wise and powerful king of all of Israel. So he wrote Ecclesiastes when he was going through a really hard time. And these, like, his lessons still apply to us today. So we're going to read from his verses and see, how we can use them to help us in our relationships. So I'm going to read Ecclesiastes 9:10. So 2 are better than 1 because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up, but pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them. So these verses we're going to be talking about all have to do with our friends. So this verse, means, we've all heard the saying before, 2 heads are better than 1. That means we have better ideas, we can like help each other. So this verse, it also means the same thing, that, it's better to not be by yourself, to have a friend who will help you, in times of need. Like, if you fall down, it'll be easier, if you have your friend to help you up and to lift you up. Than if you are by yourself and you hurt yourself, no one's going to be able to help you. So this first point about friends is that friends help each other, Like, if you think about it, in your relationships, you need friends who, like, why would you, like, if you think about it, like, why do you need friends, to help you? Like, because that's what we all need, We all need to be able to depend on the people we surround ourselves with, right? You don't want to, like, be around people, who won't help you. Like, if you help them and then one day you ask them for help, they're not going to help you. We don't want that. So it's really important that when you have friends, you think about, is our relationship balanced? Are we going to help each other? So now I'm going to read from Ecclesiastes 4:12a. Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. So, this point means that friends need to stand up for each other, Like, for example, if you're being picked on at school, if you're by yourself, you want friends who will defend you, right? You don't want friends who are just going to sit there and laugh along with what the people are saying about you. Like, we need to, like, if we're friends, we need to come together and, and help each other out. We need to stand for each other. And the next one will be Ecclesiastes 4:12b. And that says, a cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken. So what does this mean? We already talked about us and our other friend. Who is the 3rd strand? Well, it's God, of course. And this point means that, last but not definitely least, when friends trust God together, this is another really important point. So God will be the 3rd strand in our cord, and that's what keeps our relationships tight. There are certainly times in our lives when we might just be tempted to go at it alone. You're like, I don't want to, bother anyone. I'll just do it. I'll just get over it. I'm struggling with it alone. Or you think it's not like a big enough deal, to ask someone, or you're embarrassed. But we should know that to God, none of our problems are small enough, are too small for Him, because God loves us. And when He sees us struggling, He wants to help us. So when we ask for help, even if it's something small, of course, that He's going to help us because He loves us and, He wants to take care of us. And, God made us for relationships, both with Him first and with one another. So that's why we need to consider these 3 points when we're picking friends, right? Because, if you define your friendships right now, do you guys have these 3 points? because they're really, really important, you know, because we want friends who will help us and defend us and who trust in God, right? Because we want to have, you know, like we want to have balance in our relationships, and that like good relationships, you know, that you know if you need help, your friends aren't going to ditch you, because that's not what a friend is. Like a true friend is our people who can help each other and defend each other, right? So our friendships will have a huge influence on our lives. Remember, the people who you surround yourself with do influence you. Even if you think like, oh, I have a couple, you know, I have a couple friends who aren't that good, but you know, they're only a few. They're not really gonna, you know, rub off on me, but they really do. Like, even if we're not conscious of it, you know, we pick up things from other people, from the people we're friends with, we pick up on it. So maybe slowly start thinking like, oh, you know, I don't need, my friends don't study, so, you know, I don't need to study, I'll just wing it. And, you know, it might start affecting your grades, whatever, or even worse in other situations. So we need to be really, really careful with the friends we surround ourselves. And now you can ask yourself, like, would this friend fit these 3 points? Because, you know, I want to be friends with someone who will do these things, right? So that's pretty much today's lesson, and I hope you guys consider it in your lives. That you think about the friends, you make choices, you know, about the friends you have. So we're gonna have a little activity. It's just gonna be a few questions. So, you know, to think after this lesson, so that you guys can think over it and, you know, and like think about today's lesson. So what makes someone a good friend, you know, like to you? Like, would it be someone who's really nice or someone who's really funny? You know, we all have different ideas of what's a good friend. So next, why do we sometimes put up with bad friends or choose to be friends with someone who isn't a good friend back to us? Like, if you have a friend who, you know, at first was really nice to you, but now they're kind of being mean, you know, they're talking back to you or they're ignoring you, but why do we still stay friends with them? And another one, what makes choosing friends carefully, you know, so difficult? You know, like when you're making friends with someone, like, are you sure that you can trust them 100% right away? And the last but not least, what kind of friend are you? What kind of friend do you want to be? So, like, you know, think about it. Like what, when my friends look at me, you know, what do they see? Why did they pick me to be their friend? And, you know, what, like, do I want to be seen as like a really kind friend, you know, someone who will always be there for you? And that's it. And I hope you guys, you know, you've taken everything from this lesson. And just know that I'm praying over all of you guys. And I hope you're all healthy and safe, you and your family and friends. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.